When the report opens, you may need to click Enable Editing and Enable Content. There is a Guidance tab within the spreadsheet, so you can click on this here and work through the guidance as you complete the report. Click back to the BMR tab. For each cost centre that you're responsible for, the report will show you in column G, costs incurred and income received in the previous financial year, column K, current budget, column P, costs incurred and income received to date within this financial year. In column R, last month's forecast of cost and income for the whole of this financial year. This is a reference point so that you can see what was projected last time that budget monitoring was carried out. Please note that last month's forecast of cost and income for the year will be nil at the start of the financial year. Column AJ is the forecast costs and income for the whole of this financial year. These are the figures that you are asked to review and update. Column AM, the variance to budget for this financial year. This is the difference between the forecast expenditure and income for the year and the budget available. The report will calculate forecasts for several account codes automatically. Rows of the spreadsheet containing account codes for where the forecasts are automatically calculated are shaded in grey. You are able to make changes to any of the forecasts shaded in yellow. You are asked to update those forecasts on a regular basis in accordance with the budget monitoring timetable that will have been provided for you. The report shows the current budget for your service in column K. If you click on the plus at the top of the column, you can see details of the original budget and any veerments that have taken place during the year. The report shows year-to-date expenditure or income for each account code in column P. Revised actual figures are made up of all actual expenditure incurred or income received, plus commitments within the ERP. If you click on the plus at the top of the column, you can see a breakdown of costs or incomes as follows. Actuals is all actual expenditure, orders paid for, income spent or received at report date. Purchase orders, all purchase orders raised against an account code at report date. Goods received, the amount authorised for payment against purchase orders raised at report date. Registered invoices, all registered but unpaid invoices at report date. You can hide these columns again by clicking the same button at the top of column P. To view the transactions in the ERP that make up the actuals figures, you can use the GL inquiry report within the ERP. When you update forecast income or expenditure for the year in the yellow cells in column AJ, updated full year forecast to be loaded, the resulting variance to budget will be displayed in column AM. Updated forecast variance. Here in column AN, you need to describe the mitigating actions that will be taken within your service to offset any overspends of more than £10,000. As you can see, salary costs are forecast automatically, but if you would like to review them in detail and to make changes to them, click on the Salaries tab at the bottom. The Salaries tab. For each post in your structure, the report will display the current budget in column V, actual costs incurred to date this year in column AJ, total forecast costs for the year column AZ, and forecast variance to budget column BA. This is the total forecast minus the total budget. To view costs incurred to date for each month, you can click on the cross at the top of column AJ. The report will show you the actual costs incurred so far within the year for each post. To view projections in detail for future months, click on the cross at the top of column AZ. The report will show you the forecast costs per month for the remaining months of the year. If you would like to change the forecast cost relating to any existing post in your structure, you should use the highlighted yellow section. For section, if a member of your team is leaving, enter their leaving date in the Leaver Date Change Date column. You'll see that the forecast cost for the employee for the year updates automatically within the total forecast including actuals column. Changes of grade or SCP. If an employee's grade or SCP is changing, enter the date on which their current grade or SCP ends within the Leave a Date Change Date column. Enter their new SCP within the New Pay Scale column. The number of hours per week that they will work in the New Employee Hours per Week column, and the number of weeks per year that they will work in the New Employee Weeks per Year column. You must complete all 4 columns for the rejected cost to update correctly. The standard number of weeks per year is 52.14. You'll see that the forecast cost of the employee for the year updates automatically within the total forecast including actuals column. If you need to find any of the NJCA pay scales, you can find these on the intranet. When employees' working hours or working weeks are changing, you need to enter the date on which their current hours end within the Leave a Date Change Date column. Enter their SCP within the New Pay Scale column, the new number of hours per week that they will work in the New Employee Hours per Week column, and the new number of weeks per year that they will work in the New Employee Weeks per Year column. You must complete all 4 columns in order for the projected cost to update correctly. Again, the standard number of weeks per year is 52.14, and you'll see that the forecast cost of the employee for the year updates automatically within the total forecast including actuals column. New starters. Scroll down to the new starters section. In the yellow cells, enter the details of the new employee. Choose the appropriate SCP from the drop-down list in the pay scale column. It's important that you complete the pay scale, employee hours per week and employee weeks per year columns so that the correct cost of the post is calculated. The full year cost of the post will be displayed in the post salary column. Once you add the new employee start date into the starter date column, you will see that the forecast, part year, cost for the year is calculated. This value is displayed in the total to add to forecast column. The total forecast cost for the year of any new starters is shown at the bottom of the new starters section. The total forecast cost for the year of both new starters and current employees is then shown below. Below the total cost for the year of both new starters and current employees. The spreadsheet then makes an adjustment to increase the total by a percentage that reflects the inflated salaries budget that has been set in anticipation of a potential pay award within the financial year. At the bottom of the spreadsheet, the grand total cost is displayed, and this cost feeds through to the BMR tab. Employers' national insurance and employers' pension costs are calculated by a formula within the BMR tab based on forecast salary costs. Overtime and employee allowances are calculated automatically within the report using a formula that forecasts costs for the year based on average costs incurred to date. If any employee in your service has been paid overtime or an employee allowance, you'll be able to view details of the costs incurred within the corresponding tab of the report. Click on the Overtime tab. The report will then display budget, expenditure and forecast information if any overtime or additional hours have occurred. If you need to view costs incurred to date for each month, click on the plus at the top of column AJ. Total forecast costs for the year per post are shown in the total forecast including actuals column. As per the forecasting of salary costs, an adjustment is added to the value of total forecast costs to take account of a potential pay award within the financial year. The grand total of forecast costs feeds through to the BMR tab. Agency staff costs. If you have agency staff in your team, use the table on the Agency Calculator tab of the report to calculate total forecast agency staff costs for the year, and then enter the figure calculated into the appropriate row of the BMR report. Agency staff account codes go under A11010, salaries vacancy factor, and A11015 for any other agency staff. If you don't have a row for agency staff, please use the Adding Additional Forecast section, which will come up shortly. Type the figure calculated on the Agency Calculator tab into the appropriate yellow cell in column AJ of the BMR tab. Updated full year forecast to be loaded. Adding additional forecasts. To enter forecasts against account codes that aren't currently displayed within your report, scroll down to Optional Additional Forecasts to be included. Enter the account code number, cost centre number, and forecast costs for the full financial year within the section. A full list of account codes is available within the ERP under Finance Reports Account Code List. The total of the additional forecasts that you have entered will be displayed at the top of the section. This total will feed into the grand total of forecast income or expenditure for the service, and a new total forecast variance will be displayed. For advice on how to calculate forecast income or expenditure for the year for any account code within the white and yellow rows of the report, please contact your finance business partner. When you are happy that the forecast of costs and income in column AJ are as accurate as they can be, and to the best of your knowledge, you are ready to upload your forecasts into the ERP. Unit 4 Accelerator is used to upload your forecast into the ERP. If you don't have the Unit 4 Accelerator option, please contact the ICT Help Desk to get it installed onto your device. Click on Unit 4 Accelerator and click on Login. You then need to click Login on the IDS client box. If you have set up single sign-on, you will then see the Loading External Authenticator box pop up. This will then take you to the Unit 4 web page. Here you need to click on Yes, I agree. Close that page down and go back to the BMR, and you'll be logged in. To upload your forecasts, click on Post and then All Sheets. When the upload is complete, you'll see a message that informs you of how many forecast values transactions have been posted into the ERP. You can then log out of Unit 4 Accelerator.